Hola amigos, this is Level 12, and today we are going to be talking about Hetalia, Sexuality, Headcanons. So yes, happy Pride Month to everyone that had been waiting for Pride Month. I know I was. So I have some headcanons on Hetalia characters' sexualities that I like to use when I write fanfictions or do role plays. Now, a couple things before we get into this video. One, I believe headcanons are based off one of two things. One of them being your own sexuality. Like, I think it's easier to put whatever your sexuality label is onto characters because it's easier to relate to them. Also, yes, straight people exist, so some of my headcanons are just that the characters are straight, so just deal with it. So the first ones that we have are Germany and Italy. Now, I believe Germany is bi with a male lean, meaning he prefers males over females, but Italy is bi with a female lean, meaning he prefers females. However, I do ship Germany x Italy. I think that's like the least controversial ship in this entire fandom, so I obviously ship it. I get it. Next is France as pansexual. Now, I know France in canon is bi, okay? And I'm not trying to do any bi erasure here. Trust me, there are plenty of bisexual headcanons on this list, but I just thought that pansexual suited France so much better because bisexual means attraction to two or more genders. Pansexual is attraction regardless of gender, and I felt like France just so much more fitted that label of he's attracted to everyone, whether you're male, female, non-binary, something else. He doesn't care, long as you're a nice person, and I think if you smell nice was something I read once. He's totally okay with it. Next is Canada, America, and England, and I do believe that they are straight. I just can't see any of them dating another man. And yes, I do like face, so I will sometimes forget that I think England is straight for face. It is only for face though, only for that family. For no other ship, not even France x England, like Fruk. I won't even break the ship just for Fruk, it has to be face. But in any event, next is China and Japan, and I do believe that they are both asexual. I don't see them in the future at all having romantic or sexual partners. I think they're happy being alone. Not to say that's a bad thing. I think asexual and more aspect representation is needed, and I think these two, even though it's not directly stated, are good representations of that, of people being happy on their own with their animals, with their family, with whoever, and it's fine, and I like it. Next is my husband, Russia. So, I say he's my husband, but, he would never date me, but that's fine. So I headcanon Russia as gay, not bisexual. I don't ship him with any females. I don't see him having attraction to any females, so I just think it's a lot easier, just to call him gay. There's plenty of evidence to support that he does have an attraction to men. Lithuania, Bulgaria, there's evidence out there. You can find it. But yeah, I just can't see him, having relationships with women in that kind of way. I think he's able to have friendships with them, just not romantically or whatever. Next is Switzerland as demisexual, and listen, I am all about that aspect representation, and even though with Switzerland it's kind of played off as the joke because he's extremely neutral, he is still demisexual. Takes him a hot minute to get used to some kind of relationship, to be okay with that kind of thing. And listen, that's fine, we all have our journeys. But I think Switzerland as demisexual representation, is really great because he does kind of have this personality where he prefers to be, with his sister, and he prefers to be by himself. He prefers just being alone, but we have seen him be able to warm up to people like Austria, and because he does hold a deep connection to Austria after being with him for so long, I feel like that is good demisexual representation right there. Next is Lithuania as a bisexual, and I could not decide if he had a lean. I know not every bisexual will have a lean, but Lithuania, I feel like he's that true, what people think bisexuals are, they're true 50-50, or if you have attraction to non-binary people, a true one third. I don't think he has a lean. I think he's able to love everyone equally, no matter who it is. He's just vibing. He likes Poland. He likes Belarus. We're vibing. If the only two people he's attracted to are Poland and Belarus, then he obviously... it's great. I love Lithuania, and I feel like he's good bisexual representation because he obviously has feelings for Belarus, but we also know he has feelings for Poland. It's just, you can't hide it, Lithuania. You might be in denial about it, but we all know. We know. Next is Poland, and I have him listed as androphilic, which sounds weird and like a fetish, but I promise you it's not. So usually androphilic and gynophilic are associated with non-binary people who don't use labels like gay or lesbian. Some non-binary people do prefer the term androphilic and gynophilic, and androphilic just means an attraction to men. I think Achillean is another term to use instead of gay, to describe men who like men. I don't know what it was about the gay label that I felt that Poland just didn't exemplify. Like, I feel like he just wouldn't like it. For no other reason than it's such a strong label, in my opinion, as a bisexual person. And I feel like androphilic just suits him more. Like, he likes men. Like, I can't see him as straight. I know the Pole-Hungary ship exists, but, like, I don't ship that to begin with. I only ship Poland with men. And when I say men, I mean one man, and that's Lithuania. Maybe Russia at times when I want to be extra cruel and horrible to these characters, but usually nothing else. But, so yeah, just androphilic. And this is a version of the gay flag. It is specifically for men love men. Because I know some gay men feel like the rainbow flag is just too broad nowadays, and that's 100% fine. You're well within your rights to choose which flag you want to represent yourself. Next is Belarus and Ukraine, and again, these women are straight. There's no bisexuality, no women love women in them. But yeah, I can't see either of them having any feelings or attraction towards women. I think Ukraine can have attraction towards men, even though we haven't really seen it. I do think she has the ability to have attraction towards men. There was a point where I shipped her in Estonia for some reason. Oh, and I do ship her in Canada, kind of, not really. I've seen that ship around, and it makes me question myself, but it's okay. Belarus is 100% in love with Russia. She may not even be straight. She may just have an obsession with Russia, and that's the only person she'll ever love. So we have these three here. So we're gonna first start off with Hungary, who is bisexual but has an attraction more to men. She does have the ability to love women, but she prefers men. Next we have Austria, who is... I wanted to put some more micro-labels on here, but I'm not the best with micro-labels, and also all the micro-labels that I know of involve the A-spec. And again, I love my A-spec representation, but I didn't know how annoying that was going to get. In any event, I have Austria as biromantic asexual, so when you have a flag and a heart of another flag in it, that means the main flag is your sexuality, and the heart is your romantic attraction. I feel like Austria doesn't like to have relations like that. Like, he loves people, he wants to be in a romantic relationship, but the inner workings of it he doesn't really enjoy. And originally I was gonna make him like just arrow ace, but then I'm like, wait, he solves all his problems with marriage, and he does clearly love Hungary, so there we go. And then finally is Prussia, who is again a true bisexual. He can date women, he can date men, he doesn't really care, he doesn't have a lean, he's just vibing, and we love that for him. Next is Finland and Sweden, and I know Sweden is canon as gay, so we had to keep that going. And then Finland, I feel like he's also just gay, like he only has attraction to men, specifically just Sweden. He might have had an attraction to Denmark once upon a time, but... And then finally, we do have some lesbians. I feel like in the LGBT community, especially on Instagram, or just in general, lesbians are sadly left out. They're not on TikTok, though. I've been watching a lot of TikTok compilations, and trust me, there are very many lesbians in there. In any event, I feel like the lesbians get left out, so I'm so sorry if you are a lesbian and you get left out. I'm also sorry you were at the bottom of the list on this video. These were just the last two I thought of when I was making it. So I do believe Taiwan and Vietnam are lesbians, and they are in a relationship together. They love each other. It's very cute. I imagine it being very cottagecore like, you know, tea parties and all that jazz or whatever. And I think it's great. Also, I know there are many different versions of the lesbian flag, and some of them are contentious. This is the one I like, with the orange on the top. I do know there's the one that's just the pink scale, and there's one that's like purple with a battle axe on it. I don't know what's the deal with the different flags, but I like this one. If you like another one, tell me in the comments below. So that's it for this video. I really hope y'all enjoyed, and I hope y'all's Pride Month is great and safe. Please remember, stay safe out there. Practice social distancing if that's still in place for you. It's technically not for me, but am I leaving my house anytime soon? Absolutely not. But yeah, and I hope you have a safe Pride Month regarding like coming out and celebrating and all that jazz. You know your situation better than I do, so don't do anything reckless. Anyways, thank you for watching. Oh, also, tell me what are your headcanons below, because I love reading y'all's theories and headcanons on these things. Anyways, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for more random fandom things. Ciao, chicos!